QR code on the screen. That's the Badminton For You app. It'll take you to the App Store, the Google Play Store. This is a must for all true badminton fans. You'll get information about draws, ticket availability, player entries, live scores. Literally, you'll get the points as they happen, and the latest and best videos as well. Well, they won't have much time to recover, the crowd here, from that opener, because we're moving on to what should be just as thrilling a match. It's the women's singles, Jiao up against An Se-young, the Chinese against the Korean. And Jiao has certainly had the upper hand in the past against the 21-year-old. Won 4 of the 5 times they've met. And look at that other semi-finals. Yamaguchi against Chen Yufei is another mouth-watering encounter. We'll see that shortly. That's our 4th match on court. But it's that second semi that we're going to focus on first. Court officials now arriving on our TV show court.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from China, here is
Jiao, who's 25 years of age now, in the top 5 in the world. And when you've had the evil eye over someone in terms of head-to-head, it is a big psychological disadvantage for your opponent. She's got her supporters here as well, as you can see. Hugely popular wherever she goes, the Korean. Nearly took the wrong entrance as she got there in the end. Well, there you see it, 4-1 in Jiao's favour. Although An Se-young did win the last meeting, as you saw there in January. So maybe that might be the start of her turning around this inferiority that she has against Jiao. Sure, you don't need too much information about these two, but Jiao is now ranked 5 in the world. That is her best. Began intensive training at very, very young, just 7 years of age. Made a senior tournament debut at just 16. Won the Youth Olympic gold medal in 2014 and a couple of World Championship bronze medals since then. She is the defending champion here. Beat Chen Yufei in the final 12 months ago. There's her progress, taken to 3 games by Wakami of Japan in the second round, but easy yesterday in the quarter. 4 tournament wins last year as well for Jiao. And her opponent, An Se-young, 21-year-old Korean. 2 is her best ranking. World Championship bronze at the back end of last year. She's already won 2 tournaments this, the Indonesian Masters and the Indian Open. And she nearly won the Malaysian, lost to Yamaguchi in the final. And as you can see, not extended at all so far this week here in Germany. 3 tournament wins last year, now 14 in total, and as I say, she's still just 21 years of age. Awatef Lucy is the chair umpire. And Michael Putz of Germany is the service judge.
Ja, sie hat auch eine tolle Bilanz in dieser Woche. 3 Duelle hat sie ja schon uns gezeigt. Alle ohne Satzverlust gewonnen. Dagegen bei ihrer chinesischen Konkurrentin war die erste Runde auch leichter, aber der Achtelfinaltag schon ein bisschen schwieriger. Beziehungsweise der gestrige Tag wird ein bisschen schwieriger auch da. Aber da wurde sich am Ende souverän durchgesetzt. Wir begrüßen ja, the rising star in dieser Sportart.
Aus Korea, hier ist Young.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Young, Korea. And on my left, Jiao, China. Jiao. Young to serve. La ball. Play.
So the Korean will get us started in this first women's singles semi. I mentioned Young won the last meeting. Still took her 3 games to do it in an hour and a quarter. Oh, what a shot. Made it look like the easiest thing in the world when it was anything but. To get that angle almost blind. Brilliant. That's on the line. She's going to challenge it, but I don't think she's going to get much joy. Looking right down it, and I'm sure some of the shuttle has caught the line. But Hawkeye is the ultimate arbitrator of that. Sometimes players challenge because they're disappointed with their own decision to leave it, and they're just going to want to make it look as though it was really, really close. But I'm sure the original call was right. Could be wrong. No. Big part of it caught the line.
Challenge and successful. 1 challenge remaining.
So 1 challenge burnt already for Herbing Jiao.
Play.
That's great. Well, I thought she'd made that, just the wrong side of a line. You look at the 2 women's semis today, this one, and then that match between Yamaguchi and Chen Yufei, 4th on court. I mean, those two semis could be Olympic semis or World Championship semis. Miscue, a rare one from He Bingxiao.
5-2.
Well, at the moment it's a little bit like chess on a badminton court, and Se-Young has got the better strategy in the early stages. Really precise placement at that point.
Service over. 3-6.
She's generally a good front runner, and Se-Young, so He Bingxiao will not want to let her get away from her on the scoreboard.
Service over. 7-3.
Oh, yes. Not enough elevation on the He Bingxiao serve.
8-3.
This is a little surprising, the scoreline. Long, long way to go, however. Soon as Se-Young doesn't get enough height on the clear, He Bingxiao will punish. One inside the back line when she hit that jump smash.
8.
Oh, that was just as straight as you can hit a shuttle. Never wavered. Just nailed down the line.
Over. 9-4. Service over. 5-9.
It's just drifted wide, but He Bingxiao was really testing Se-Young there, moving her around the court. Just got a fraction too much angle on that. Gosh, well, she's missed that. Thought she'd made it. It's literally such fine margins,
5 interval.
because it was a beautifully worked point from He Bingxiao. just out by a fraction. So big lead for the Korean at the mid-game interval.
Play.
Look at the scoreboard and it says 12-5, and honestly don't think He Bingxiao's playing badly. Missed a couple of those cross-court shots by a whisker. And there's another one. That was actually wide by a margin. That was probably the most errant one she's hit, to be fair.
13-5.
Couple just before the interval that were millimetres wide. It's almost a stirring of surprise in the hall when she makes an error, because they've been collector's items so far. And that's why He Bingxiao is 7 points off out of the lead here. See exactly what she was trying to get, an almost impossible angle. Wasn't a million miles away from achieving it either. That's what you want, both women playing well at the same time.
Service over, 7-14.
Never say never. Momentum is massive in badminton, and He Bingxiao has shown us many times she's capable of stringing together a run of points. But big ask here, though, in this opening game. Doesn't take that much for the whole complexion of the match to change pretty quickly. He Bingxiao experienced enough to know she's still right in this. Exemplary length from An Se-young, forcing He Bingxiao back right to the back line. Well, that got what it deserved, to be fair. Give a nothing shot from Herbie Jiao.
16-9.
That height from that range, only going to be one outcome. I think that was in by a way, actually.
Service over. 10-16.
Great reactions in the middle of that point from Herbie Jiao.
Service over. 17-10.
Oh, yes. Oh, no, she missed it. She's going to challenge.
Jiao challenges Scarlett out.
My first impression was that it had clipped the line. Line judge thought otherwise, but she wants Hawkeye to check. And she may as well, with the scoreline as it is. There's one remaining challenge she has in the opening game. Yeah, did clip the line. So good use of the challenge.
Correction in.
And she'll keep it now, obviously, because she was right.
Service over. 11-17. Play. Twelve, 17.
Well, a little bit of good fortune, but I don't think the net cord really made too much difference.
Service over. 18-12.
So just a couple of points away now from securing this opening game. And Seung.
12.
Eight game points for the 21-year-old.
20. Game point. 12.
Good. Although, NC wants to have a look.
Colored in.
And I guess at 2012, when you've got 2 challenges, why not? If you think it's close, you never know. Would be the game if she's right. She is. She is. So, 21 points to 12.
Game won by
NC takes the opener in just 17 minutes on court.
Sudirman, dann ZP888E, also E-Auto, nochmal das Kennzeichen SI-ZP888, das also das Kennzeichen. Bitte kommen Sie schnell zu Ihrem Fahrzeug, es muss aktuell den Parkplatz verändern. So, jetzt nochmal einen Applaus für meine Teilnehmerinnen und wir freuen uns auf den zweiten Platz. Auf geht's!
20 seconds. 20 seconds. Second game. Level. Play.
Would expect Jiao to be more competitive in this second game. That's a good start for NC though.
1 love.
Beautiful shot. Good judgment again.
2 love.
Well, in some respects, I think Jiao would have been thinking, where's the next point going to come from?
2.
Just a total misjudgment there by NC. That was a weird one. Remember, NC got off to a flyer in the first game. I'm hoping Jiao can't afford to let that happen again here.
All.
Oh. 11-5 it was at the interval in the opener.
Service over.
I've said before that An Se-young's a good front runner. I don't think she's going to come back to He Bingjiao. He Bingjiao's going to have to change the way that this match is going. Well, at the moment, doesn't matter what the Chinese is trying, An Se-young's got an answer to it. Hard to say that He Bingjiao played a bad shot in that rally. Obviously the one that one, but before that she was moving the Korean around. An Se-young just kind of glides around the court, makes it look effortless and very, very easy, and that's floated long as well. The first kind of slump of the shoulders from He Bingjiao at the moment is being schooled rather by the 21-year-old.
Service over. 3-5.
Well, I think there's a measure of frustration at the moment because you can see the effort that He Bingjiao is putting in. She's making An Se-young work around the court, but the Koreans just finding a way, getting to virtually everything. And when you're at one end of the court, and you think you're playing okay, and everything's coming back, start to second guess yourself sometimes. And He Bingjiao's just got to stick in there. Matches can turn very quickly. We've seen it so often. Another point where An Se-young just gets everything back, and in the end, He Bingjiao makes, for her, a pretty elementary error. And that's just born out of frustration. She just can't make anything happen against the world number 2. Can hear there's almost a, let's say, a stunned silence in the crowd, but we were not expecting this to be the way that it's going. I mean, that scorecard, 21-12, 8-3, and it's a reasonable reflection of what we've seen so far. Misjudgment there, but she wants Hawkeye to check it. And she was eagle-eyed in the first game on game point, if you remember, when she got the call overturned. So let's see what Hawkeye says about this one. Called in, and it was well in.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. Service over. 4-8. Play.
Well, one thing we know about He Bingxiao, she will never, ever stop trying till the very last point.
5-8.
Shot. That will make her feel a lot better. That's a lovely angle from He Bingxiao. Right back in this now.
Service over, 9-7.
Well, I was just about to say I thought she'd missed that. Was called in, and straight away An Se-young wants to have a look. And of course, if this call stands, she'll be out of challenges in this second game. First instinct was that it missed the line. It may have just clipped it, but it's certainly not going to be as full on as the last one she challenged, that she just completely misread. See what Hawkeye has to say. Big point, this. (9-8) or 10-7, depending on the challenge. Here it comes. Yeah, had a feeling it was wide, and indeed it was.
Challenge and successful.
No, successful.
Correction out.
10-7 it'll be.
7. Play.
So a 4-point advantage, and Se-young in charge here in his first women's singles semi. Fantastic Saturday lineup for a big crowd here inside the TotalEnergies Sports Hall. But He Bingxiao with it all to do, trailing 11-7, having dropped the opening game. It's wide. Do get the sense in this second game that Jiao looks more competitive, fewer errors.
Service over, 8-11.
And that An Se-young is having to just work a little bit harder to keep her nose in front. And that'll help the Jiao cause.
9-11. Service over, 12-9.
Well, it's been the story so far for Jiao. Just
8-9.
a collection of errors that have proved extremely costly. Nicely placed. First winner for a while, but a handy lead for An Se-young.
14-9.
Oh. How good was that? Wasn't a lot of space between Jiao and the net. At the angle,
15.
she was just on her heels a bit, deceived her. Wonderful shot from the Korean. Just the weight of shot and the angles that An Se-young is finding, and all of a sudden she's 5 games away from the match. Genuine venom in that.
Service over, 10-16.
Is the damage too great to repair, though? That's the question. Well, it's an immediate challenge. The line judge actually looked to me as though he made a very late decision to call it out. If I had to second guess, I think it would have clipped the line, but Hawkeye's been busy. Just clipped the line. Well, at least An Se-young could see the funny side of it. They broke into a huge grin where they showed that on the screen here.
Correction in.
16-11 should be the score.
Service over. 11-17. 16-11.
It is 16-11 in An Se-young's favour.
Yeah,
Das ist
yeah.
eine ganz interessante Situation gerade. Es geht nämlich um die Korrektur des Spielstandes.
11-16.
That's correct.
Jetzt steht es besser.
That was the first kind of really nervy little touch shot that she's played.
12-16.
Been exemplary in that department so far. An Se-young. Nice angle and a good get. And that was long, and that one's not going to be challenged because it was clearly beyond the back line.
Service over. 17-12.
Well, it's a gargantuan ask now for the Chinese to find a way back from here. Just
18,
never really
12.
been able to find a rhythm in this match. And for that, that woman has been largely responsible. Still maintain, I don't think Jiao has played particularly poorly. I really don't. Just been on the end of shots like that for the last 40 minutes or so.
19-12.
That's long, and here are 8 match points for the world number 2.
20. Match point. 12.
What a shot from Jiao. She's going to go down, she'll go down fighting. Did magnificently to reach that.
Service over. 13-20.
It's long, and that is it. 21-13 in the second game. As comprehensive a victory as she could ever have hoped. And remember, this against a woman who had a 4-1 record against her. That's a magnificent performance from An Se-young. We'll see her tomorrow in the final. Jiao, I don't think can really reproach herself too much. Maybe a few more unforced errors than normal, but she was just beaten by the better woman on the day. 44 minutes only, the official match time. That's what it means. An Se-young wins 21-12, 21-13. And she'll await the winner of the match between Chen Yufei and Akane Yamaguchi. Next for us, though, it's mixed doubles action. The second mixed doubles semi, Feng and Huang of China up against Midorikawa and Saito of Japan, after we've seen a few highlights. Well, there's the QR code if you want to download our Badminton For You app. We give you all the latest news, videos, scores, ticket availability, and so much more. Just take a photo of that QR code and follow the instructions.